Alright guys, welcome to Dead Space 3. So I have never actually played Dead Space 3. I've seen a little bit of gameplay, and by a little bit, it literally just, it's practically none. So, don't really know the story. I know it can be played co-op. I know the DLC can be played co-op. Don't have to, luckily. And I know that this one was kind of ruined by EA. Now I can't say anything about the story, if that was ruined by them or not. I just know that some of the stuff they put in, microtransactions, trying to appeal to a wider audience with more of an action, less of a horror, that kind of thing. I'll just say, okay. Planet Cracker unlocked. Thank you for playing Dead Space 2. To show our appreciation, a Planet Cracker plasma cutter has been deposited into your safe. Oh, okay. Cool. So we'll be doing a solo campaign. Let me see if I can... Some pretty cool, things. Oh, audio video. Subtitles. Let's turn those on right away. Okay, yes, solo campaign. And let me make sure we have the downloadable content. Awakened. Okay. What is this? Oh, these are all like bundles or whatever you can pay for. Anyway. No, thank you. Not gonna pay extra on a game that's almost 10 years old now. Solo campaign. New game, we don't have a continue. Brightness is fine. Trying to see for you guys. And we'll be playing on normal. Skillful trigger finger is needed. For veteran Dead Space players, resources are less plentiful and enemies are deadlier and then impossible. Resources are very scarce and enemies will brutalize you. Then you have casual. Enemies are weak. With some effort, you can survive. We'll go for normal, because next week, as I'm recording this, it's just under...
It all started 300 years ago with the discovery of the Black Marker, an alien artifact found under the old Gulf of Mexico on Earth. It seemed to hold the promise of limitless energy, until it produced dementia, insanity, and a twisted life after death known as necromorphs. The details of the original Black Marker disaster were buried in cover-ups and conspiracies, but not before an entire religion could be launched in the name of one of its researchers, Michael Altman. His questionable death turned him into a martyr, and unitology was born. To this day, it thrives, a secretive organization that believes the markers are divine, and their plan for us, a glorious unity of mind, body, and spirit. Generations after the Black Marker disaster, mankind found himself going extinct from lack of resources. Desperate, he sought to replicate the Black Marker in an attempt to harness its limitless energies for himself. The records of this era are unclear, but we now know the replication was successful, but the cost too high. The marker copies were all buried, hidden in secret places across the universe where, to all our benefit, they might have stayed. But 200 years later, during an illegal mining operation on Aegis 7, the planet cracker USG Ishimura unearthed one of the forgotten copies, a red marker, and with it, the start of a new wave of marker infections. A key survivor of that incident was an engineer named Isaac Clarke. That marker spoke to him and left him with a gift, a mental blueprint of the marker itself. Isaac was captured and tortured by EarthGov, his mind harvested for the marker's secrets. The marker program was thus restarted, and a new one built on the populous Titan sprawl. But disaster quickly followed. He managed to escape, but just barely. There was nothing left but dust, just like Aegis 7. Since that time, the marker crisis has only deepened, and Isaac Clarke, his marker-touch mind still burning with the ability to build or destroy them, stays in hiding, determined to retreat from the markers and all they have wrought. But there is hope. A backwater ice ball of a planet, where 200 years ago, someone, somehow stopped a marker uprising in its tracks. A clue from the past that may save our future.
So how long after Dead Space 2 is this one, I wonder? Because Dead Space 2 was, what, 3 years after the first one, I believe? But anyway, as I'm recording this, it's 6 days until Callisto comes out. And then the Dead Space remake comes out, was it January 27th? So it's 2 months until then. June 18th, 2314. I don't know.
Oh. Alpha Niner, this is Whiskey 250. Come on. Alpha Niner, this is Whiskey 250. Serrano, do you read me?
Tim! Oh, thank God! Did you find it?
Find it. Doc, I'm not even sure what we're looking for.
Just follow the waypoint I sent you. I can't tell you anymore. Just get there. Do you hear me? You have to get there.
What?
Oh, it's lost.
What? Dang it!
Okay, so we're gonna start off playing as this dude. Got no ammo. Why the hell you have a gun? Oh, you have to click and hold it now? It's not just click it in. That's stupid.
Okay, Tim. You can do this. Oh, he's dependent on you. You're a soldier, right? Right. Gun's not even loaded.
Yeah. Maybe you should have had ammo.
Oh no.
Prologue beginnings. Tau Volantis. That's pretty cool. It's Prologue.
Hey, Doc, I found it.
Good. Can you get inside?
It's all sealed up.
Look around. There must be a way.
Finally, some ammunition.
Break latch.
Good! You're looking for a cylinder, about half a meter long. Do you see it?
The hell? With the zombies? Stop screaming, dude. Thought you were a soldier. Every time this dude sees someone, ah! Ah! It's like, dude, come on now.
I got it. Doc, I got it.
Tim! Where are you?
I'm hanging from a cliff! But I got whatever this is!
The codex! It's the key to saving everything! Meet me at the silo and don't stop for anyone!
Oh god.
Fine young soldiers, every one of them.
General Mahad, sir.
Where's Dr. Serrano?
Earl Serrano, always the optimist.
Well, he said I should take this into the city. He said there's still time to stop it, sir. There's still time.
We lost control! And now, for the love of Earth and the sovereign colonies, we've got to do what's right. You love the Earth, son. Your mom and dad.
Yeah, yes, sir, of course.
Good. Glad to hear that.
Okay. Let's stranger in a strange land. I think that's about right.
Brothers and sisters, the age of man is at an end.
New Horizons lunar colony 200 years later.
Playback, message 34.
Isaac, I know you're there. Come on, pick up the phone. Fine. Look, I just called to say I'm moving on. I have to. Just take care of yourself, okay?
Is that Aaron? From number 2?
You Isaac Clarke? Get the fuck off. Hey, Timmy! Tim? Who the hell are you?
Lift him up. Up! I don't have a lot of time, so I want to make this brief. I understand you're something of an expert on markers. You created one,
I didn't make shit. Your government made me.
and you destroyed two, which is why we're here. Got a job for you.
No. No! I'm done with that. You find somebody else for your suicide mission.
We did, before we lost contact with her. She told us to find you.
Ellie. Where is she? What'd you do to her? Where is she?
Unitologists have breached the inner concourse. We can't hold them.
Captain, run out of time, gotta go.
She's out there all alone, Isaac, and I can't help her unless you help me.
Okay. Okay!
Here. Let's get moving.
Chapter 1, Rude Awakening. Isaac's apartment. Press B to use medpack. Oh man, Isaac. Your place is filthy. What's this?
Playback, message 33. Caller, Earthrise Apartment.
This message is for the residents of apartment 16. Your rent is past due. This is your final notice. Failing to pay in 3 days will result in eviction.
Text log. Personal journal, Isaac Clarke. We each lost a part of ourselves during that nightmare on the Titan sprawl. For Ellie, it was her eye. Luckily, we found a replacement we could afford. Even though the color doesn't quite match. At least she can feel whole again. Me, I lost part of my soul. And there's not a damn thing I can do to buy that back. I guess ultimately, that's why she left. People want things they can fix, and I'm permanently broken. Well, you know, maybe not.
Okay. I said I'd help you. Now where's Ellie? How long has she been missing?
Just shut up and get over here. We'll explain later.
Alright guys, so I'm going to do the exact same thing I've been doing in the other games. After each part, we're going to end it. Now since this is a prologue, I'll probably upload this the same day as Chapter 1. Supposedly these chapters do spell out something as well, so we might do the same thing as the other games and with the save. So hope you guys are enjoying it. Part 1, or Chapter 1 I should say, should be up shortly. Thanks.